when I lock these into place, it offers Mitch a lot of stability. He's able to stand up nice and tall, where typically has a little bit of weakness in his legs, and needs that extra support to be able to get into a nice tall standing position. So this robot can offer that, which is beautiful. And in fact, what I'll do before we get going here is use the standing mode feature, which is the way to just turn your machine into a standing frame so you can take a break with it. Okay, let me grab the tablet here. Okay, so, and I'll put it into a stand and take a break. But basically, the way this thing works is, and there he goes into a stand, the tablet controls the speed, the strength, kind of all the programming for the machine. We help all families set it up. Our physiotherapy team meets with them regularly on Zoom calls and helps change the parameters on the device depending on what the child's able to do. Thanks, bud. And we are always trying to bring it up, to raise that bar just a little bit higher than what the child's able to do, so that we can really get them pushing and really help to strengthen and improve their health overall. But okay, so before we get going, let me quickly show you very briefly here the tablet and how it kind of works. So to play, pause, the start button, if you push the button, it'll start walking, which we'll see in a few minutes. You can increase and decrease the speed with the plus and minus buttons to be whatever you want it to be. Mitch likes to go as fast as possible. And then to change, so the gate setup, basically this is a way to decide how much of a range the child's going to be taking in their step, and we can determine this programming based off of what the child's able to do. So a lot of the kids that use this have contractures and aren't able to get fully straightened legs. We can work within the range that they are able to do and make a walking pattern within that. So then we've got options. There's forwards walking, there's backwards walking, and then there's endurance and strength mode. So endurance and strength mode are two different programs that we've designed for the kids. One is where the robot is doing predominantly all of the work for them, and then the other one requires some effort on behalf of the child to be able to get through the step. But let's just go from here, and I'll show you some forwards walking, and we'll take a walk to the market here. So when you push the play button, watch out there, buddy. So when you push the play button, you'll see Mitch start making moves. And then it's up to the user, or the trained user, myself, who's operating the device, to steer it as we go into the market. So, does anybody have any questions about anything? Jenny, you still able to hear me in the background there? Okay. All right. So I think this is working. Doesn't seem to be. Sorry, okay. Then we'll assume that everything's working beautifully. Okay. So this is our regular walk to the farmer's market on a Saturday morning. It's spitting a little bit right now, but that's okay. It's not raining too hard that it would stop us. And to be honest with you, the Trexo is water resistant now. So this really isn't going to affect anything other than we'll probably get wet hair. But at the end of the day, that's totally fine. So as you can see there, when you're walking around, so there's a couple of different options to set these things up. They're incredibly customizable, and we adjust these for all the different kids. What you're seeing right now is Mitch has the utility-based tires on, which work well on varied surfaces. Like, watch out there, buddy. Quinn, I'm going to just take a step to your right for a sec. Hey, Quinn, can you just for a sec, I'm going to show people here how this can, with these tires, you can just do this and go off and go onto the grass, which you're not able to do that with the other tires. The other tires are great for a different purpose though, because the other tires work with our treadmill system so that you can use it within your home and you can use it in a stationary location. What I do at my place is I've got both sets of basics, so that in the summer we can put these ones on, and if it happens to fall off the curb, or sorry, not the curb, fall off the sidewalk and hit the grass, it really makes no difference, and you don't notice any functional difference. But in the winter, you can put the other base on and use it on the treadmill in your family room when it's too cold to walk outside. So as you can tell here, we can use it functionally to get around. It's a beautiful day. We're on our way down to the market. Once you get really comfortable with these machines and the children get used to them, so basically the whole game when first getting one of these for your kids is building up their tolerance for them, because there's a lot going on, and we're building up the strength. And it's once we get the strength up, it's a lot easier for the children to do these big long trips for obvious reasons. But when you're building that strength up and learning the child tolerance, you're doing that with our team. So our team will regularly meet with you on a regular basis every 3 months on a Zoom call. To help, like I think I mentioned this earlier, but what they'll do is when this device is working, it's tracking how much effort that the kid inside is doing and how much effort that the robot itself is doing. And we can take that data and change the parameters on the software and change the parameters on the hardware to really tailor it to whatever the kid needs. So we can really push that child to strengthen themselves up, which is ultimately the goal for this thing in the first place. So I'm just going to quickly ask Jen if there's any questions in the background. No? Yeah, I know we're on a Zoom call, but I'm not hearing her at all. So I'm just wondering if everything is.
Not you. Oh, wait.
Okay. Okay, so there are no questions. That's fine. I can keep yapping. I do that too much, but that's fine. So we've been doing this. Oh, it's a good. Mitch and I have been doing this for 6 years. He first got this thing just at the beginning of COVID, and we are pushing close to 3 million steps at this point. Oh, I can hear you now.
Hey, Mark. So there's a question about as the children grow, how does it work?
So as the children grow, we meet you on those Zoom calls that I was mentioning. And what we do is we show you how to make the device bigger for your child so that it's always appropriately fit, because really at the end of the day, this thing works better when it's fit properly and nice and comfy. So we make sure that that happens at all points, which was really the driver for the 3-month check-ins in the first place, is to keep this thing nice and comfortable. But basically, we'll teach you how to build or how to keep making it bigger for your child until obviously your child grows out of it. So we have 4 different sizes of machine. There's a small, medium, large, and extra large. The small is suitable usually for like 1-year-old to 5-year-olds. Then there's quite a bit of overlap between the small and the medium. The medium you can do probably 2-year-old to 6-year-old, 7-year-old, depending on leg lengths. And then there's a hard cutoff at the large, where the large would go for, say, a 6-7-year-old up to about a 14-year-old. Like currently Mitchell's in the large right now. He's still got a couple inches to grow in it. And then we have one even bigger than this, meant for anybody up to 150 pounds. So let's stick on this side of the road just until we get a little further up, and then we'll cut across. So as a child gets bigger, it's not like you have to like sell the machine and start over and get a bigger one for them. We have what's called an upsizing program. So if your child goes from a medium to, say, a large, what we can do is we'll take your legs back and we'll make them to fit the bigger sized Riften and then send them back to you. and it can fit on the next size Rifton and just keep growing with the size of the child. There's a fee associated with it, obviously, but at the same time, it's fractional in comparison to what it would cost to start all over again and get a new one. So, as like I was saying, they're incredibly adjustable, and really, if you were to get one for a child when they were, let's say, a year old, you could continue using this with them for a very long time, considering it maxes out at 150 pounds. And the tallest person I've been able to get in there is 5'10", 5'11". Some people don't even get that tall. Any other questions coming in? It's starting to rain a little harder right now, which honestly is kind of nice. I don't mind it. But as far as the waterproofness, we're totally fine. Oh, pretty long time considering it maxes out at 150 pounds. And the tallest person I've been able to get.
Mark, if you can
Yeah.
hear me, there's a question about trialing the device and what's the process for getting one?
Okay, perfect. So trialing the device, if you go on the website, and we're going to cut across the street here. If you go on the website, there's a little button there that can say, I'd like to come in for a trial. Our office is in Mississauga, and basically what it'll give you is a place where you can drop your information, and it'll come to me, and I'll give you a phone call, and we'll talk about, hey, when can you come into the office? It takes usually about an hour, hour and a half, where so like I think I said our office is in Mississauga, but if you watch out there, buddy, watch out there. So yeah, sorry, our office is in Mississauga. It takes about an hour, hour and a half where you guys come in. I can put your child in the machine. You can try it out. It's a free trial. We can talk about pricing. We can do all that stuff, but it's also just a fun way to kind of check it out. And then if you're looking at getting one of these machines, the way that we do it is also on the website. There's a button that says you can reserve your Trexo. And what that does is it'll ask you for a deposit so that we know that you're actually interested in doing it. We don't want to, anyway, but you put in a refundable deposit, and you'll get an email that allows you to do a medical assessment with our physiotherapy staff. And then you do a 1 hour Zoom call with our physio staff where we can figure out what type, like, so we build all these machines custom for the children, and depending on how strong they are in different places, we can add or take away different parts. So during this medical assessment is when we first determine whether or not your child's going to be suitable for the device, and if so, what it's going to take to build the proper device for them. And then once we've done all that, we can, we're just crossing the road right. Then we worry about the finances and all the rest of it afterwards. We have a few different ways to help families acquire the funds for these devices. But ultimately, it's about putting in this reservation deposit, but also know that that deposit's refundable. So you do the medical assessment with our physios, and if it's successful, awesome. We'll take whatever deposit you put in and put it toward the price of your machine. But if it's not successful for any reason, we just give you the money back. So you're not actually spending any money on the reservation. You're just putting in a deposit for however long it takes to figure out whether your child's medically able to use it or not. And yeah, after you've got the deposit in and you're kind of rocking and rolling, by that point you've already spoken with me, and we can help. Sorry, we're just coming into some traffic here. Excuse us. And we are coming in hot on the market here. So, are there any final questions before we head in and buy some groceries?
I think you're great, Mark. You guys go enjoy the market.
Awesome. Well, thanks for coming with us this morning, guys. It was super fun. It's a little damp out, but that's okay. And yeah, have a great day. Have a great weekend. Chat soon.
Great. Thanks. Bye, guys.
Bye. Before we buy some groceries.
I think you're great, Mark. You guys go enjoy.